Welcome back to the family-friendly podcast. Today we should be discussing From Dusk Till Dawn, a new show by Robert Rodriguez and also co-written by Quentin Tarantino.
Hey, Ponytas! It's the super family-friendly Super Pony Podcast Show!
Yes, why don't you completely invalidate whatever I said up until now?
Yes, I just want to be silly.
Alright, so today we're discussing the fourth episode of Season 5, which is...
Bloom and Gloom, I believe it was
Yes,
called.
which was written by Josh Haber, which is a writer that debuted in season 4. He wrote 3 episodes, which are 3 of the most unremarkable ones, by the way, which are... what are the titles of those episodes again? Oh, Castle, so unremarkable. Castlemania, the Applejack Ski episode, and the one in which Rarity rolls in the mud.
Yes.
I love rolling mud, which was more awkward than it was funny.
Yes.
Josh Shaber is a really safe writer. That's what we got. That's the impression we've got from him from season 4. The 3 episodes he wrote were really safe from a structural standpoint. No real surprises, no real bite to them. They were just there. Now, this episode is a much larger improvement, I must say. And by the way, we're back to the one writer formula for this episode, unlike the previous 3, which were handled by multiple writers.
Mm-hmm.
In this episode, Apple Bloom faces the fear of the idea of getting a new cutie mark and not being what she wanted it to be. And that might actually ruin her life, basically, which is a preoccupation the fans had a long time already when it comes to this analyzing cutie marks, and the show now decided to acknowledge that. Now, the moral of the story is, well, the most predictable, the cutie mark does not define the pony, it's the pony that defines the cutie mark, which is something it was, I think, personally already obvious since the season 3 finale.
Yes, that is definitely the most obvious one. I think, though, the most interesting part of this episode is actually the implications that are not that are partially said. If you know what I mean, Madhog.
Uh-huh.
Basically, what I'm talking about is this whole episode, as you said, it deals with the concept of what if the cutie mark defines who you are, but it's the same thing in translation to what if what I like translates to who I am, sort of thing. Will people judge you for that?
Okay, so basically, because you just said that, you can basically put whatever interpretation you want here. You discover you're gay. That's what you are. You grow up and you have specific tastes in and walks perform specific walks in life, and you're afraid that those elements are not going to be comprehended or shared by your friends, and they will change who you are. It won't change who you are. They will just add themselves to the whole of what you are. That's what growing up means. Growing up means not exactly changing who you are, but, well, changing some outlooks in life that will only add to the mass, to the substance of what you already are. It's like, to use an analogy, it's like you are a beautiful dress, and but in the early stages of making, to use and then Rarity comes in and she adds a few little things that complete you, and that's you when you grow up. I use Rarity because
Pony
she makes dresses, and I was doing a dressing metaphor, so there
it
you
all
go.
makes sense, and it plus Pony podcast and all blah blah.
So that's the message here at play in this episode. But let's talk about the episode's execution as a whole. I'm a bit miffed that
They went for the dreams.
well, no, I'm actually a little bit miffed that they completely,
Is it
What's
basically Babs getting the cutie mark
yes, okay. Babs Seed gets the cutie mark
off screen?
off screen, and that's the show basically acknowledging her existence. But that's also the show saying we're done with this character.
We haven't done much with her, but here we go. She's done.
I'm a bit not happy with that. Also,
No, I don't like this.
also, I'm starting to be a little bit sick of all this teasing. When are they finally going to get a bloody cutie mark?
I know.
When they do, it better be the most spectacular thing in the world. Like Scootaloo better have a cutie mark that allows her to, I don't know, destroy moons or something. For example, and that it has to be something significant.
Yes, Apple Bloom can turn into a magical pony.
No. although Cutie Mark superheroes, Cutie Mark Justice League.
Yes.
So the bulk of the episode is basically Inception.
Yes.
There is a dream within a dream within a dream, etc., etc.
A never-ending nightmare.
And of course, it was caused by Luna mostly because it was kind of expected at this point to have Luna interact with Apple Bloom in a dream, since she already did that with Scootaloo in season 4 and Sweetie Belle in season
4 as well.
I mean Scootaloo in season 3 and Sweetie Belle in season 4. So this completes the ideal trilogy.
Yes, the trilogy of the Cutie Mark Crusaders.
If you will, but they're not getting that bloody cutie mark anytime soon still.
No,
but it was nice episode, nicely constructed episode, and I liked the idea that her own shadow, which represents the compressed fears of her own psyche, was the one basically telling her, "You can be Cutie Markless forever."
I actually said I would love that as well, because it was a great representation of the shadow within her, the shadow of self-doubt. Will everything?
I was kind of hoping it to be Starlight Glimmer.
Yes, I actually thought that.
Trying to get new cultist members.
I actually was thinking that she was going with she'd be doing that to get a different plan, like steal. Okay. Cutie marks that are not born yet, but
which doesn't make any sense, but okay.
Yes, but still,
I'm pretty sure she cannot do that.
No, but it would have been, but it was definitely a theory that was out there for me.
But I guess the revelation makes much more sense at the end,
and it makes for a better thematic ending anyway.
You know what I really like about this episode?
The fact that Pinkie Pie was in the background as a flying chicken.
Really? I didn't notice that.
Yeah, you know, on the third time that Apple Bloom wakes up and she falls out the bed and you hear the chicken.
That was Pinkie.
Pinkie through the window, flying on balloons. With dressed as a chicken.
That was great. Actually, yes. No, my favorite part was Princess Luna. And for a seemingly insignificant element that actually communicates a lot about her character. When the Cutie Mark Crusaders are reunited in the dream version of the clubhouse,
yes,
and Apple Bloom pushes the thing on the
the squeaky
thing on the thing that to call out attention, and it's squeaky, and Luna
giggles slightly,
smiles very childishly, putting her hooves on her mouth, and this tells us a lot about the more childish nature of her character, which is not really often that explored in the show. I mean, the last time that aspect was explored was in her own episode all the way back in season 2.
Yeah.
Of course, you can actually count the comics to expand more on that side of her personality. But if you're not reading the comics, then you're missing out a lot. And speaking of the comics, those are an entire different rant altogether, because they have been on a consistent downhill decline for some time now.
Oh.
From a writing standpoint. Also from an artistic standpoint. I mean, number 19 and all the characters' models look like Elmer Fudd. It was unsightly.
Unsightly. Oh,
Yes,
I don't. I
so
can't imagine
unsightly.
that.
It was so unsightly. It was baffling. But anyway,
Let's see.
I've actually said all that I need to say about this episode. I don't have anything more to add.
To be honest, out of everything I was thinking about during the episode, uh, I, I said the big part really that I thought was interesting, that the monster inside her, blah blah, So it's just a very simple episode with a very strong, you know, uh, let's see. Would you call it a lesson, because it's more of a advice
Well,
on life,
well,
really.
yes, it's an advice on life, but that they also spell out at the end. So, I think it kind of counts as a lesson.
Mm.
You see, they can do that, the whole learning lesson thing, with children, because the children still have to grow up. They can no longer do that with the main six because they already learned anything they needed to learn. And it's now time for them to, teach instead of learn.
Yes. So
So,
we got
which back to the argument of the previous episode.
yes, but
So yes,
but but yeah, I don't know. It just really piqued my interest in the human psyche sort of deal. Just because I have an interest in psychologically analyzing people in general.
and also before recording this, we recorded already a review of Power Snuffed.
Oh yeah, that's a completely different discussion altogether that
Yes,
we just
but
did.
it had a lot to do with psychological uh, turmoils, so to speak. So
Yeah,
yes, that was an interesting conversation
but
and discussion we had.
though I'm always got my psychological analyzer turned on when it comes to me.
Psychological analyzer,
Yeah.
psychoanalyzer 3000.
Yes, I learned so well from the psychotrickerist.
Oh no.
Anyway, uh, so yeah, I just really dug that. It was basically trying.
You dig that.
Yes, I did.
Yes, you have
Yes,
the
I
best.
did.
You have the best score on Dig Dug.
Yes, I dugged it all up. The entire concept of that, people should not be afraid of what the future may hold and what skills they may gain, or what they become.
Unless they become best ponies.
Though I will say this: the first dream with the Twitter mites, instantly when
Yes, Twitter mites. Oh gee, I wonder if that's a reference to something.
yeah, or if it's just an accidental little.
I don't think anything at this point in the show is any more accidental. I mean, it might have been 4 seasons ago, but not now.
Yeah, Twitter mites. Do I need to discuss that part?
No, not really. I think we're done.
Yes, we probably are done. I think we're done with talking about the concept of puberty with the cutie marks and all.
Yes, that argument has been dried up and
So,
completely prosciugated, if that's even
yeah.
a real word.
Hey, new record, guys. 15 minutes.
Yes, this is the shortest podcast ever, but yeah.
But then again, with only one juicy part to talk about, there's really not much else to say. It's just a overall good episode with a.
It was a nice episode. Nothing to be particularly impressed about, if you ask me. But they better go back adventuring soon because I hope they don't get stuck on Ponyville for 25 episodes up until the end.
Oh,
They
goodness
better they
gracious.
better go they better go outside more often.
Yes,
Slice I am fine with slice of life and all that, but
we've had a lot of that already.
yes, let's go adventuring
I
outside,
know.
you guys.
Like I said in my first podcast on this, the possibilities of seeing them travel the world is
Are
a
endless.
it's a juicy one to just stick your teeth into.
Yes,
You cannot have this
like yes, like a juicy apple.
Yes. You cannot have this concept of a map pointing to places and not take advantage of this moment.
And I want to know what happened to Starlight Glimmer.
Oh yes, I want to know more if she's going to be a recurring
Glemma.
villain or not.
Glemma.
Yeah, Glimmer.
Glemma.
Yeah,
And
hey.
I cannot wait to see what they will have in store for episode 100, which is a few weeks away.
Yes, that'll be very interesting to see, considering the rumors that you told me.
Well, those are nothing but rumors. Keep in
Yes,
mind.
rumors are taken with a grain, well, not a grain of salt, an entire salt shaker at this rate.
Hmm.
So anyway, we're done here. So that's it. It's a
You know, we barely even talked about Apple Bloom herself, and it's supposed to be her own episode.
Does that say a lot that this could have been done with any of the Cutie Mark Crusaders and it wouldn't have mattered?
Um, actually, no, because Apple Bloom is the only one of the three with with an established family. If you don't count the singularity that is Rarity, so for the third part of the dream,
Yeah, I get you
uh,
now.
it would have worked. It would only work with the Apple family. So yes, this was definitely an Apple Bloom episode.
Yes, this is definitely an Apple Blue episode.
So we clarified that, and with that, good night, everybody.
Yes, it was lovely talking to you all.
Sorry if this was a short podcast, but like I said, we spent what, an hour and a half discussing that power snuffed story before recording this.
And also because of the reasons I've already stated about this episode.
Also that, but we're a bit tired, so
Yeah.
enough with that. Bye,
Take care, all.
and have pleasant dreams.
It doesn't matter what cutie mark you'll get.
If you suddenly wake up with a tattoo on your flank, you should see a doctor. It might be contagious.
Yeah.
It might be a really bad rash. It's all the shape of a pest control cylinder. Oh man.
Or a bad Breaking Bad episode.
Okay, now imagine you actually wake up one morning. You have Heisenberg's face on your flank. So, oh no!
and it winks just like Apple Blooms.
And he talks too. And he says, "Hey, whatever your name is, we're going to cook. We need to cook. We have to cook. We have to make money. We have to cook."
And straight away throws a pizza onto the garage roof.
Oh man, Davar knows his pop culture references.
I only know that because a lot of video games reference that scene.
I bet most of those video games begin with a G, a T, and it ends with an A.
Actually, no. The one I was thinking of was Dead Rising.
Oh,
Referenced it. Number 3, I think it was.
I will expect GTA to do that.
Yes.
But anyway.
Anyway.
Okay, now so we seriously need to stop because we're just padding the podcast out at this point.
Yeah. So good night, everybody, and take care.
Good night. Bye. 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 Bye.